The MG Show. What real independent journalism looks like.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe now. Ring that bell. Let's go. Smash that like for the MG Show. Yeah. Let's
go. What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the MG Show, Shady Groove. It is June 10th.
Wow. I said hi.
Hi. Go ahead.
What up? It's what, Juneteenth? Is that what you said?
Yeah. No, I said it's June 10th, actually.
Oh, I sure you did.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to you. I'm feeling we lead.
So the Trump steel wall is kicking ass. The mainstream media refuses to report on it. This is the blockade that we're talking about. It's crushing Iran. Fake news is in full denial mode. We've got that. We've got the Middle East, Iran, the bully. What is it? How does it? What's the title again? The bully of the Middle East is dead. That is a President Donald J. Trump quote because I think he's had enough, guys.
And I think it's very interesting that was the comment, considering that we have been explaining to our audience here how InfoWars is dead. And then we've been explaining to our audience here how the people that are running InfoWars and then all of this whole pressure campaign about attacking Israel and becoming Nazis right in front of us are 100% in the tank for the Iranian regime. And Donald Trump comes out and by the way, Jeff, the InfoWars people act like bullies also, just like the Hillary Clintons of the world. I think it's very interesting that all the bullies are flipping out right now.
Rock on, my brother. Thank you, Dave Clayput. What's up? Hello. Thank you very much for showing up today and showing out right here on the MG Show. Guys, share the show out if you can. We're also on Facebook. We're on Rumble. We're on Spotify. We're everywhere. X, you name it, we're there. Jake Lang, speaking of Nazis, Shady Groove. Jake Lang might need another birthday song from General Flynn as the Dallas Police Department actually ripped him off a plane as he was heading down to protest the verdict of what's his name, Shady Groove? I forgot the guy's name.
Anthony. It's the last name, I think.
Yeah.
Kamala.
Yeah, Carmilla. So, but they're trying to make this a race war. But we do have some breaking news on that, Shady. As basically, it's illegal to stab somebody in the heart for no reason. Okay. Whether
Yes.
you're black, white, green, purple, I don't give an F what color you are. If you stab somebody in the heart, you might have to pay a price.
It's called consequences for your behavior. And again, we have this moment where the media goes along with the human beings that are too stupid to understand what's happening and side with them and their nonsensical rhetoric, acting like that somehow the perpetrator is the victim. Okay. There is no questioning that nobody that is involved in any type of case like this is going to be the same after you go through this, whatever. Everybody has a part to play, but the reality is a victim is the person that the perpetrator victimized, not the person who did the perpetrating being the victim, which is exactly why it's so hard. This is exactly why it's hard to understand the world you're in, because this is what they're doing. They're trying to make everybody that's a victim like a nice, like Lake and Riley. You try to take the victim, ignore the victim, highlight the idea that the perpetrator was the victim. What was the lady's name in Charlotte, North Carolina that got stabbed? They tried to do the same thing. Now they're doing the same thing with Charlie Kirk's murder. Look what they're doing with the guy that killed the Luigi guy in New York, Jeff. It's all the same pattern, right? They're trying to make the victim, they're trying to make the victim actually look like a perpetrator in every situation, including politics.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go back to what we're talking about here, guys. We got, Nazi Wars. shadygrooove is InfoWars' new name. Okay.
Yes.
And Nazi Jake Lang. Listen to this. Here, you got to listen to this, guys. This is here we go.
Hey guys, it's Jake Lang here. I'm in the Dallas County Jail. They ripped me off the plane today. Dozens of officers treating me like El Chapo. They drove me through the tarmac. They've arrested me for a felony, what's called terroristic threat, simply because I said that if the jury did not find Carmelo Anthony guilty, that we the people will deal with justice. And this is a classic case of lawfare used to squash a First Amendment protester like myself. We had a press conference, an LED truck, speaker system, everything for our 6:30 press conference event outside the Carmelo Anthony murder trial to celebrate justice being done in this case and call out the rest of the American people to stand with us before another Rita Zarewski and another Austin Metcalf happens to make real change. And they shut down my voice. They arrested me. They're holding me here, probably on an exorbitant bond. I'm going to see the judge in the morning. So please, guys, go to my Gift and Go account, donate some money to help me get out of here. I'll be stuck here for months in solitary confinement if I don't make bond. This is two-tiered persecution against
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
the white people of this world. We are under attack.
The white people of this world.
To all of us. I'm just at the forefront here. The
Not Americans.
Weaponized DOJ and these deep state assets want to destroy us all. We cannot allow it to happen. If they do this to me, they can do it to you. Please, guys, stand up. We can't allow our good brothers like Chud, myself, and other great patriots to rot away in prison. Let's get me and my brothers home. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I love you. And keep the faith. This fight is in the Lord's hands, and we will be victorious.
But you need to go to his Give, Send, Go because he rented an LED truck, a speaker system, had a flight to wherever he was from, to Dallas. Guys, stop it. This is not a white people, black people war, guys. They want you divided by race. They want you divided by religion. They want you divided by class. They want you divided by sex. They want you divided by they want you divided. And this guy is here to do that. He was at January 6th swinging an aluminum baseball bat on Capitol Police. That is not MAGA. Okay. I'm tired of these people acting like they have my best interest at heart. Jake, you're a schmuck.
And a shill. He's a shill. He's a liar. He's a Nazi. And now you can see clearly what a Nazi is. He didn't say Americans. He said white people. Okay. You know who else says things like that? Grand Dragons of the KKK. Huh. You know who else says stuff like that? Secret orders that meet at night and don't disclose who and what they're meeting with. Those are the types of people that say exactly the same thing. White people concerned about, quote, white people. Okay, those are the people that are attacking the Jewish people. Those are the people that are really attacking the black people and trying to incite a race war because they need a color revolution to end America. Otherwise, America, with Donald Trump at the helm, could end their whole game. That's the real thing that we're looking at here. Donald Trump is fighting the real enemy, and the real enemy is so upset because they're being called out for the first time we've ever seen in our lives.
And these people are behind January 6th.
They are.
That's all going to come out too, because we're always wrong. What is it? We're always wrong.
Always wrong until we're right.
Very interesting.
And people can't learn the truth until they see the truth for themselves. And the idea is that once you see it, you have to be able to identify what you're looking at, because whenever you see it, they're going to explain it to you. There's going to always be an explanation. Oh, well, we're defending this, or we're standing up for our First Amendment. Notice how many of these people that are like Antifa oriented are currently on TikTok doing videos about quote unquote First Amendment audits, trying to incite police. Okay. They're all looking for a clickbait video. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And let's look at this. This is
General Flynn for everybody.
This
Thank
is
you.
Jake
Thank
Lang
you, Jen.
right here. This is the guy that was arrested.
So I don't know if
Look
you've
at the
ever
baseball
had
bat, aluminum
let
bat.
me sing happy birthday.
General
but I'm gonna
Flynn's
sing happy
boy got
birthday.
arrested.
His spaces, just bear with me because I'm going to do it.
Due to intelligence.
Sometimes
by the
I've
way.
had birthdays many places overseas, and you're sitting there on your birthday and you kind of nobody's around. And you're just going, yeah, it's my birthday again, especially as you get older. But anyway, so bear with me, brother. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jake. Happy birthday.
I can't listen to that crap.
You can't make it up either, can you?
Yeah. No.
That's real. That's not AI.
Yeah.
That's real. Okay. And him swinging the bat at Capitol Police is real. And the idea that he was on a plane and they pulled him off because of what he's getting ready to do means somebody was looking into his ass. It means that somebody's watching very, very closely. And I'm, for one, am all for it, bro. I don't care what you say. You're not going to turn around. Ivan Ranklin, all you people, you're trying to turn this whole thing into a big hate machine, just like they did in Germany. You want to go back and know your history? Look at what they did in Germany and how they spun people up with media, okay? This is the way that they created World War II. World War II didn't just happen. World War II happened after the quote-unquote Bush cult and their family and the Pesor bloodline made sure that they had control of Iranian oil. Once they knew they had control of Iranian oil, that's whenever they made the move to destroy the world through 3 world wars. They're desperate for the third one, because if the third one doesn't kick off, the first 2 were worthless.
Yeah. That is not MAGA. Swinging a baseball bat at Capitol Police is so not MAGA. We love our police. And then for all these people in our movement that actually fell for all that, hopefully you're seeing it now. I really pray for your discernment, because that is not what Make America Great Again looks like. You make a threat saying, we want to see justice, and if it doesn't happen, we're going to get justice ourselves, Shady. I mean, that's a threat. That is a terroristic threat. And they were trying to secure the BLM riots. That's what they're trying to inflame, Shady.
That's exactly what they want to do. See, whenever this is interesting, because I didn't really understand this dynamic until I witnessed what I witnessed around the J6 events, which were the way that they were antagonizing. It's one thing you can have a group. You can be Proud Boys. You can be whatever group that you want to be. You're more than allowed to be a group. But when you organize to go and incite another group, that is not peaceful protesting. The Constitution says that you have a right to peaceful protest. Incitement of an opposition group just because you want to incite them, or just because they could possibly be incitable, is a law enforcement nightmare. No law enforcement wants to be in the middle of that. So let's take the high road and let's take out the dumbass. And then all of a sudden, you don't have a whole scene that they're able to weaponize all day today, which is exactly what they would have been doing had he landed at that event.
That's right. And making you look bad.
Making you look like him. Basically, making the Nazis, the SPLC is creating the Nazis. Remember, all the NGOs are creating the Nazis so that the Democrats can justify their hatred for you, your real life, and your real family. So some numbnut loses his mind on you while you're at the grocery store.
Wow. So we got that. They passed the bill as well, shadygrooove, to fund our law enforcement, ICE and Customs and Border Patrol till the end of President Trump's term. Yes was 214 to no 212. Not one Democrat voted yay.
Isn't that insane? I mean, there's really nothing to comment on, but it's really hard to believe.
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
it's disgusting.
Brainwashing is real and very, very effective.
So let's go over to President Donald J. Trump signing the bill right now. He started a little bit ago, and looks like we got...
Save the support and resources they need to defend our borders, protect our homeland, and to keep America safe. I want to thank Speaker Mike Johnson. He's incredible. Where is Mike Johnson?
Right here.
Mike, you're doing an incredible job. Not a big majority.
Wait, didn't the whole Flynn crew want Mike Johnson out?
Yes, sir.
Just like the comment here, Lindsey Graham is MAGA. No, Lindsey Graham is under control of President Donald J. Trump. He won 16-0 last night, Shadygrooove, and Lindsey Graham was one of them.
He absolutely did, and Lindsey Graham was endorsed by Donald Trump because if the good people of South Carolina had picked the other guy, then it wouldn't have been Donald Trump having control of him. It would have been the Flynn cult having control of him. So you get to choose: do you want a Lindsey Graham that Donald Trump has hamstrung for the whole time he's been in the administration, or do you want a Flynn puppet that's going to go out and vote against us in the Senate, Mister Commenter Man?
Mm-hmm. I like big butts and I cannot lie. All right, here we go. Back to this. That's who the commenter was.
Just rather have 40 or 50. I don't think you'd know what to do. He'd say, what are we doing?
That'd be no fun.
He's done an amazing job. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, and Todd is up, and I hear he's got tremendous support in the Senate, and he's got tremendous support everywhere. Actually, he's doing a fantastic job. And Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne. Where's Mark Wayne?
Sir.
He gave up his Senate seat. He had a guaranteed seat for the next 40 to 50 years. And he gave it up to be Homeland Security because you just wanted to...
Wanted to serve.
Yep, you're amazing. Amazing. As well as Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's here, I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. President.
And John is... you're incredible. From day one, we got along,
Thank you, Mr.
right?
President. Absolutely.
First day I met him. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, one of the bravest people.
Yeah.
And what he went through is incredible, and he's... I actually think he looks better now than he did.
We're going to win the game tonight, Mr. President.
Oh, is it tonight?
Tonight.
Oh, the baseball, I'll be watching
7:05.
that. And House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, who is an unbelievable leader, actually. He's just so highly respected, and he's in Minnesota, and he's ripping them because he knows what's going on. I mean, it's... you have your chance now, Tom, because people have really found out about it.
Wow,
So
thanks
I want
to you.
I want to thank
Thanks
you for
to
the
you.
work. No, but he's working with our people. They look like Elliot Ness. It looks like Elliot Ness and the gang up there, right? They're finding billions of dollars of fraud, and Tom Emmer's really helping us. Thanks.
I
Tom.
love that he keeps saying that.
Thanks as well to Senators Lindsey Graham, who had a big victory last night. He won by a lot. And no runoff, no nothing. They had a lot of very capable people running against him, and he just blew them away. So Lindsey Graham, congratulations. And Chuck Grassley, Rand Paul, who's here. Hi, Rand. Boy, oh boy, it's nice to have Rand. It's a good thing to have Rand. He knows what's important.
Huh.
Eric Schmidt has been an incredible...
That was interesting, guys. You see, that's playing politics. He knows what he's doing, Shadygrooove.
He knows what
It's
he's
the
doing.
art of the deal. You be nice to your competitors, Shadygrooove.
Oh,
It's
yeah, well-
competition.
It's called kill them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's the move that people don't understand what he does, especially the people on our side that want to like make all this stuff up about, oh, he said this, he said that. They conflate any word into meaning an action as opposed to paying attention to the action only.
Yeah, kind of like, how he endorsed Lindsey Graham. And even though we don't like Lindsey Graham, it's a necessary evil. And it's like, what is it? Go with what you know and not what you don't know.
Well, there's known knowns and there's unknown knowns.
Yeah. Exactly. That was interesting that he shook Rand Paul's hand. That was great.
It's interesting Rand is there.
Yeah.
Incredible senator, wherever you may be. He's tall enough. He's usually not too hard to find. And Bernie Moreno. Is Bernie here?
Yes, sir.
Where's Bernie? Hi, Bernie. What a job, right?
Absolutely.
So how's the race going in Ohio?
You're very popular there, and you'll drag every Republican across
I
the
hope
nation.
so. Well, I love Ohio. We won by a lot. But you ran an incredible race. It was.
And a big assist.
They weren't giving him a big chance, and he ended up winning quite easily, right? So it was great. We're also pleased to be joined by Representatives Lisa McLean, Jody Arrington, and Jody. Where's Jody? Jody,
President.
you're doing a great job,
Your
Jody.
favorite budget chairman.
Garbarino, Laura Lee, thank you. Riley Moore, a newcomer who's doing really well. Guy Reschenthaler, Derek Van Orden, as well as Angel Sister Chris Story. You know that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And we appreciate it, Chris. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
For more than, thank you very much. Appreciate it being here. Gone through a lot. For more than 100 days, congressional Democrats tried to block all funding for the Department of Homeland Security in a reprehensible attempt to throw open the borders of the United States of America. They want to drag us straight back to chaos and crime of the crooked Joe Biden administration, one of the most corrupt administrations, probably the most corrupt ever. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And we're not going to let them do that. I have to say that Washington just had some crime numbers out, and it's the lowest number, best crime numbers we've had, they say, in 58 years.
But nothing's happening.
So we went from being a crime-ridden city, our capital, being a crime-ridden place, to being among the safest cities in the country. I'm so happy. And you're big beneficiaries because most of you live here. You hear all the time, the press, the media, and even actually
never write the story.
A couple of people that I would not suspect, a couple of people truly treat me unfairly, but they came up and they thanked me because it's so much. We have a safe city now. We also have a beautiful city. We had 22 fountains. Every one of them didn't work. One of them, probably the best was one that hasn't worked for 50 years. That was about the best. They've all been out of commission for 50 years or more. Can you imagine that? They were graffiti strewn, grass growing through the cracks, and they were in terrible shape. And all 22 have now been opened, and the most magnificent possibly of all, the one in front of Union Station is beautiful. You see that? It was all graffiti all over the place. We, through a lot of work, we got it looking maybe better than it was the day they put it in. But the one that they're all talking about is the almost 2,500 foot long. That's taller than any building in the world, actually. There's no building that's 2,500 feet tall, I don't think. But it's like twice the height of the Empire State Building, as an example, much wider. So we just got that open last night. We went to do it before July 4th, and it is incredible. It's called, it was originally called, 1922 it was built, it was called the Reflecting Pond, or the Reflecting Lake, some people called it. But it was supposed to be a reflection. It never worked from 1922 because there was stone on the base, and no matter what, it always leaked because you have stone and you have lots of crevices. We have nice stone out there, but if you go between the stone, it leaks. And so it never really worked very well. And it was a bad color. It was gray. It's concrete and stone, so it's gray. And I had the idea, along with some great people that worked for us. Doug Burgum was fantastic. His group, Greg, everybody. And we worked very hard. But it was going to cost $400 million, and we did it for about $10 million. It was going to take 4 years to build, and we did it in like a month and a half. And we would have had a construction site out there for years, and it wouldn't have worked when they built it. So when they told me what they were going to do, I said, that's not a good idea. I built many swimming pools as a builder. I built hundreds of them. And I got one of our contractors, I had him take a look. And he said, oh, we can do a great job. If you could just give us a decent surface. The surface was inside, so we sandblasted the surface. We fumigated it. We took out 11 dumpsters, big dumpsters, full of garbage. It was all garbage strewn. Some of the garbage was there for years. It was all disgusting, and it smelled. And anyway, we took 11 dumpsters of garbage out. With shovels. We had a shovel inside of what's called a pool or a lake, and got it clean. We then fumigated it. We then sandblasted the entire thing. We washed it, cleaned it, scrubbed it, sandblasted it. Then we gave it a test. Then we rinsed it out, and we gave them a beautiful surface. And then they put a swimming pool topping, but industrial strength. It's industrial strength. It's used for tanks and lots of other things to hold water. And we worked out the ratios of expansion and contraction because, believe it or not, when you have something that's 2,500 feet long, there's tremendous expansion. And who would think of this? Only person that does it, like me. And they have a lot of expansion and contraction. So when we're putting the surface down, would leave areas that can expand and contract a little bit because it expands over 1.5 feet. Can you believe it? So I would have ripped it apart. So we left areas of expansion and contraction. We were testing it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It works great. And we just opened it last night, and people are going wild over it. So it was going to cost $400 million, and we did it for 10, probably 10 if you take away a couple of things. We did a much bigger job than originally planned because once we put that in, it looked so good. The sidewalks outside didn't look good anymore. They looked like they were in good shape. But when you do something new in this business, you do something new, the thing that you thought were good, you save it. So we ended up sandblasting, steam cleaning and sandblasting the sidewalks around it. And we had a lot of areas that were in bad shape. We had to fix them. We patched them, and you can't even see the patch. We have granite surrounding the pool, and the granite's great, but it was filthy, dirty, disgusting. And it was broken in some cases. We were able to carve out pieces from other pieces that were identical and put them in, and you can't even see the seam. And it's like a beautiful, it's in better shape than it was when it was built. I told you, from 1922, it never worked because it always leaked, because it had a stone base. The water leaked through the stone. So we're very proud of it. It's going to be great. Now we're doing a new surface on the World War II fountain because the surface is so bad. And that'll be done during the next couple of, we're going to start it in a week or so, and finish it very quickly. But we've done a great job. And the city everyone's coming up to me and saying, the city is so beautiful. So we have 22 fountains that none of them worked. The earliest, I'm telling you, is 50 years. For 50 years, some of them haven't worked for 100 years. But we have fountains that were not working and were disgusting and dirty. And they're all beautiful now, every one of them. We also took care of a lot of the monuments, not fountains, but monuments, and they're all in good shape. Some of them are being finished up now, and it's incredible. And my goal was to get it all done, along with Interior and others that worked with us, to get it done before the July 4th date. July 4th was a very important date, so that was the date we looked at, and we did a hell of a job. But everybody's looking at that reflecting pool. They can't believe it. Reflects. We used a dark blue. It's called American flag blue. I wanted to go light, but they said, sir, light doesn't reflect. And light shows leaves and garbage, if garbage. One man said, sir, when you leave, it'll be strewn with garbage again. And you don't want that. See, when I'm here, it'll be perfect. But when I leave, I said, you're right about that. You're probably right. Depending on who's president or who's running it. But it's really beautiful. It's something for you to see. It's incredible. It's the longest pool in the world by 3 or 4 times. It's really pretty amazing. That's where Martin Luther King made his great speech. And they say he had 1 million people. And I made a speech there for July 4th a few years ago. And they said, and I was packed. And they said, I had 25,000 people. They said he had 1 million. But when you look at the picture, I said, well, wait, the people are even tighter at mine. I had more people than him, but they said I had 25,000 and he had 1 million. But I'm not going to argue with Martin Luther King because I don't know. But the Secure America Act provides $38 billion to ICE, $26 billion to Border Patrol to ensure these critical law enforcement agencies have the necessary resources to do their jobs, protecting our borders and getting criminal aliens out of the country. And starting on day one of my administration, we took the most dangerous, unsafe, violent, and open border people out of this country. We got them out. I'll give you an example. In Washington, over 5, I don't even know if you know this, it's not just policing. You have criminals, you have career criminals. There's nothing you can do to make them nice. They're tough people, they're bad people. Some of them had records, 22, 23, one had 28 arrests and rough arrests for murder. And we took out almost 5,000 people out of Washington, D.C. And if you remember, so 2% of the people create 91% of the crime. When you hear that number, it's great. I love that number because you can handle 2%. If it's 91, create 91. That's no good. Too many people. But 2% of the people, and we took 5,000, almost 5,000 people out of Washington, D.C. They'll never come back. In addition, the National Guard, and we worked with the police department, law enforcement was great. And we have a very safe city. Everyone's going out to eat now. Restaurants were all closed. They were all closing. The few that were open were closing. And now you can't get a restaurant in Washington. Everyone wants to have a restaurant. And it's a whole different... So it's something we're very proud of. New Orleans, the same thing, by the way. It's a little earlier in the process. But if I got a call from your governor, I got a call from Steve. They called me together, actually, and they said...
Safest Mardi Gras?
They said, we've never had a Mardi Gras like that. They had the lowest crime they've ever had in the history of the Mardi Gras, which has been going on for a long time. But they usually, Steve said, they usually have numerous numbers of murders. And they had none, but beyond murders, I heard it was the best you've ever had.
It really was. A great Super Bowl, too.
And Memphis, and that's going to be great for the Super Bowl because we'll keep it that way. I think you're bidding on the Super Bowl coming in
2031.
Yeah, and it's going to be now. You can really say it was a safe city. And the other one is Memphis. Crime is down 77%. Can you believe it? People are calling me up, friends that were leaving Memphis. We're all leaving, and now they're staying. And the governors, everyone's thrilled. It's amazing. And if they would call me for Chicago, we'd straighten out Chicago so fast. We'd straighten out New York fast. We'd straighten out Los Angeles fast. We do it really well. And part of it is you have to get the really bad ones. You have to get the career criminals out because they'll hit you hard. And they ought to get rid of, by the way, cashless bail. You ought to do that as soon as possible. Mark Wayne? Where they walk in, they commit a crime, they go out, in the afternoon they commit another crime. And sometimes those crimes are murder.
Right back on the street, that's right.
Cashless, I'll tell you what, cashless bail was a tremendous help to criminals. It's one of the greatest things that ever happened to a criminal. And they ought to end it. In every city, they ought to end it. Chicago, New York, LA, they ought to end it. Starting on day one of my administration, we took the most dangerous, unsafe, violent, open border in the world. We had the most unsafe border, I believe, anywhere in the world. And numbers came out 2 days ago that for 11 months, not one person came into our country illegally through the southern border. We had 25 million people come in over a 4-year period. We have it good. And nobody tries to come in. All the caravans, I came up with the name caravan. You'd have 25, 30,000 people coming up. And they'd pour through the border. You've seen the scenes where they were knocking over the fences. Very, very bad, very dangerous situation. We don't have them anymore because they know they can't get through. So when they know they can't get through, they don't come. And a lot of lives are saved. Women were being raped on the journey up. They were being raped in numbers. 25, 30% were being raped coming up. You don't have that anymore because they don't come up in caravans anymore because they know they're not going to get through. So starting on day one, we took the most dangerous and unsafe, violent, open border in the world, and we created the most secure border anywhere in our country, probably one of the most in the world. I believe it was the most insecure and unsecure border anywhere in the world because there's no country, even a third world country, that has a situation like that where you'd have criminals just walk across totally unchecked. They had it wasn't Biden, he didn't know what the hell was going on. It was people that are radical left lunatics who were very smart, very violent, very vicious, politically vicious. And they allowed this open border policy where millions of people came into our country, unchecked, unvetted, people from jails, people, drug dealers, people from mental institutions. Jails and mental institutions from all over the world were emptied out into our country. And we've got a lot of them out. We have a ways to go. It's very tough with the courts because the judges have been very terrible. They've been terrible. Very sad. But we're fighting our way through it. We have made this in fact, we made it a country that, as you saw last month, they said we had the lowest murder rate that we've had in 125 years. Think of that. And that's despite the fact, because we got a lot out, but we do have more. We had 11,888 people come into our country who committed a murder. 50%, more than 50%, created more than one murder. Think of that. So you had people coming, I think seven murders. We allowed them into the country. We got most of them out. In the last 12 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted into the United States. We cut the flow of fentanyl across our border by almost 60%. Think of that. And by the way, coming in by sea, 97%. And we're looking for the 3% because we think they're among the bravest people. No, it's true. We cut them down, right? Yes. We cut it down 97%. And now I hate to tell this to Mexico, but we're now focused on coming in by land because the sea was tougher. A lot was coming in by sea, with much bigger percentage than anyone would know. It was safer for them. It used to be said not safe anymore. But we're 97% down coming in by sea, by ocean, by water. And you see what happens to them. And they don't do it a second time. They were totally unchecked. When they did capture somebody, they'd bring them in, they'd book them, and they'd let them go. And they'd go, and they'd be back on their boat the following night. So we're doing a great job. In the last 12 months, the numbers have changed in this country like nobody's ever seen before. But 0 illegal aliens have been admitted. And that's made by largely Democrat people. Those lists are made. And I find it hard to believe when I say 0. There must have been some. But they say 0, and it's very close to 0. It's hard to believe. You look, they used to have that certain areas on the other side of the wall. I built over 1,000 miles of wall. Without the wall, you couldn't do it. But I built over 1,000 miles of wall. We're building more now in certain areas where you need it. But nobody's ever seen anything like this. They had plazas. We'd have thousands of people standing in those plazas. They actually made them out of concrete because the land was so disgusting and dirty, and it was so muddy and horrible. So they put massive concrete plazas on the other side for people to wait getting in. There's nobody on them. There's nobody. They took a picture this morning. There was nobody on any of the plazas. They had 4 of them, big ones, where they come and stand by the thousands. There was nobody on the plaza, so it's really amazing. I want to speak about it in my speeches. I made a speech last week, which is really wonderful. Wisconsin.
That's right.
And I wanted to speak about the great job I've done on the border. And my people said, "Sir, nobody cares about that." I said, "What do you mean?" I got elected on that twice, actually, because I got elected the first time, 2016, and after I left, it became horrible. Second time was far worse. What it was in 2024, it was so bad, far worse than 2016. 2016 was like a pleasure trip by comparison to what it became. It became worst in the history of the world. I don't think there's ever been a border where 25 million people came across, all unchecked and unvetted. You should never let that happen. We can never let that happen, what happened to our country again, because no country can stand it. No country could have withstood what these people. We had a border czar who never saw the border. We had a border czar who never called, never once, the people that we're giving good paychecks to. They never called up ICE. They never called up the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal people, by the way. She never once called them. She was the border czar for 4 years, almost 4 years, and she never went to the border. And she never called up. I used to call them all the time. Paul, Brandon, I used to call them all the time and say, hi, how we doing on the border? Sir, we're doing okay. But they're great people, amazing people. She never called them. We had the worst border, I think, of any country in history. No third world country would allow people to come into their country like that. So the bill provides crucial funding for domestic law enforcement investigations and combating child exploitation, continuing our work to restore law and order across our nation and to protect America's youth. We're so proud. We're so proud of Washington, D.C. and the National Guard, the job they've done. And we've worked with the Washington, the Capitol Police. They're great people. I've gotten to know so many of them. Very simply, the radical left Democrats, and I'm going to use that term a lot because they're dumb. I mean, who wants open borders? Who wants transgender mutilization of your child? Who wants that? Who wants men playing in women's sports? They're dumb. They're Democrats. They have the worst policy of anybody. I watched that thug that's up in Maine. He's a thug. And they're trying to make excuses for him. I mean, he's worse than any human being that's ever run for office, probably. I don't know him. I don't want to say bad, but I just, look, I mean, nobody's ever had a record like that. And you'll have Schumer. He goes crazy over this or that, or Epstein. This guy. Why aren't they talking about him? He said, well, we don't know, but this guy's got a rap sheet. I've never seen anything like it. He's a thug. I know thugs. I had to deal with thugs. I built a lot of buildings. I dealt with the toughest people on earth. I dealt with worse than thugs. This guy's a thug. He's a low-level thug. And he's running to be a senator, to work with Eric Schmidt. Great, Eric will handle him, I think. To be with Barrasso, who the hell do we have to be with Rand? Now, Rand would be very interesting with him. Rand would figure it out, and he'll put him away. But this is a thug. He's a cheap, no good person. And I watch these senators, the Democrats, and, well, we don't really know. You do know. He's as bad. I've never seen a person like that run for office. And the guy from Texas, different, but he's terrible too. He's terrible. These are radical left communists. But I watched this guy this morning, and he was so bad. He was so bad. He's a bad guy, you know, just a bad guy. He must be laughing up his sleeve when he looks at these idiots going like Schumer, well, he's okay, he's okay. He's not okay. Can you imagine if the Republicans had him?
Oh my God.
How about if we had him, John? So
Wouldn't let it happen.
I really believe it. If it meant losing the Senate, you would not let that happen.
Correct.
It's just a terrible thing. I mean, I watch it happening. It's unfolding. It's really history because there's never been a guy like that that's ever run for office, and at any level. I don't think at any level. And the excuses, they come up every day. Somebody comes forward with really proven stuff. Even his business, you know, he's not a businessman at all. His parents supported him. The guy's a loser. Other than that, he might be a very nice guy. But very simply, the radical left Democrats, and I look forward to the day when I don't call them Democrats anymore. And I won't if they do their job. If they want to stop crime, if they want to lower taxes, if they want to do the education, the good things. There's so many things we can do together. I look forward to the day that I don't call them Democrats anymore. There'll be that day, I think, I hope. But they're in Congress, and they voted with the cartels, the terrorists, the gang members, the drug dealers, the human traffickers, the child predators. And our great Republican majorities voted to protect law-abiding American citizens. I mean, they voted to raise your taxes. They voted for men in women's sports. They voted in favor of men participating in women's sports. It's ridiculous. They voted for the transgender mutilization of your child. They voted for all these things. They voted for open borders. So bad. One of the worst things that's ever happened in this country. Hardest thing to cure. Because we had 25,000 people. Remember this, when countries, because countries sent those people up. when countries put people into a cartel, through the cartels, they put them into a whole group of 10, 15, 20,000 people that come in. They're not giving you their best people. They're giving you people that they don't want. And they're sending them into war. And the Democrats voted in favor of that. It's really a shame. And it's so bad for the country. You'd almost think they hate the country because they're not stupid people. You can't cheat like they did. And look at the election in California as an example. After a week, they determined that a kid who's leading and had all the mojo, all of a sudden he doesn't make the runoff. And then I hit them hard on that, but I started talking about Steve Hilton, who's a fantastic guy. And I saw them say it was going to be 2 weeks before they knew. And I started hitting them. It's going to happen to Steve Hilton, too. You got to watch. And they approved Steve Hilton very quickly. They didn't want anything. There was too
Watch
much heat on him.
California.
The only reason he got approved, he had all the votes he needed, probably to be first place. But the only reason they approved Steve Hilton, it was going to be 2 weeks. They said it. And then they approved him that night because the heat was on them, because they're cheating dogs. And you can't have a great country when that happens. That's why Los Angeles, that's why that state is in such trouble. It's the most beautiful place, best weather maybe anywhere in the world, but it's in big trouble. So we're going to have a tremendous success. The people alongside of me are amazing people. They're amazing people. Every one of them. I know every one of them. They're amazing people. They love the country. They want to do right for the country. And if you have any questions, please, let's go.
Mr. President, you posted this morning about Iran. You said that they've taken.
All right. So let's just take a quick second because this is amazing, guys. What he said there is absolutely true. You know, all these people are worried about the booing of Donald Trump at Madison Square Garden. I was talking to Shady about it this morning. And I have a friend that I worked with, and he's like, oh, they booed him. Is that your hill to stand on? I mean, because he got booed in a 19,000 square foot arena with all these liberals, the stars, they thought you'd follow the stars are all there. I don't think he got booed as bad as people are saying. However, that's his hill to stand on. You know, look at what the Democrats do. They lie. He says he's a Republican, but he doesn't like Trump. That is not. You're a neocon then. I mean, Shady, all they do is lie, cheat, steal, rinse, repeat, Shady.
100%. And it's absolutely a very easy thing to do now. This is the way I'm going to help you simplify your conversations with people. If you are against Donald Trump, you are pro-communist.
Yeah.
Period.
That's what I called him a communist right to his
End of
face.
story. It sucks for you. A neocon is a communist. You think that there's some sort of like old Republican that's better than Donald Trump. You've lost your mind. The old Republicans got you into the war in Iraq. The old Republicans stood there and watched those two buildings get hit. Yeah. In New York City. The old Republicans didn't do anything about Epstein. The old Republicans didn't do anything about anything other than exactly what it was that the Democrat machine told them to do. For literally 40 years, we've sat here and we've watched the Republican Party bend over backwards and take it on the chin and act like, oh, well, you're those mean gun owners. Oh, you're the white supremacists. Meanwhile, who were the white supremacists? What have we really learned now? Are the Democrats racist? Are the Democrats supporting the KKK? Who's really the racist, ladies and gentlemen? And
who started the KKK?
The KKK started after they lost the Civil War.
By Democrats.
And the Republican Party was started by the black people, the slaves that were freed. But nobody ever wants to tell you that. This is what I think is important, Jeff. I understand your friend thinks that booing in Madison Square Garden is important. You know what I think is important? 21 monuments that are a testimony to American history within the downtown area of Washington, D.C. have been fixed. Not only have they been fixed, they have been clean, and they have clean water in them. And anybody that wants to can go down and sit next to one for a picnic if you would like to. And you're not going to get stabbed in the neck, Nick. Okay, you're going to like have your lunch and then you're going to be done with your lunch and you're going to act like a normal human being and enjoy the day. Okay. Thank you, Donald Trump. Number 2, look at what you're seeing with crime. Memphis. I just looked up the crime rates while he was talking, Jeff, because you got to make sure, right? You got to do the fact checking. 48% reduction, 51% reduction in murders. So in other words, the year before, in 2023, 360 people were murdered in Memphis. Last year, only like 170 were murdered in Memphis. Wow, that's over a 50% reduction in the murder rate. The first year and part of the year last year had nothing, was all still the Biden nonsense. You're talking directly to the source of who fixes things is Donald Trump. That is who is fixing it, guys. Like the reason the people
33% of the people killed by the early KKK were whites, and they were all Republican.
The reason that people are mad at Donald Trump is because he is stopping crime. He is stopping criminals from being able to do crime. That is the big problem that Donald Trump is doing. That's the reason they're booing him in New York City. Any communist that sees a man who's trying to stop crime is going to be very upset, because a communist knows that chaos rules the day. Chaos is what we lord over. We burn it all down. That's why the Megyn Kellys of the world are saying, oh, the Republican Party just burn it down. Well, I bet your friend, Jeff, is saying, oh, we just burn it all down and go back to the neocons, right? That's their answer. That is a communist. I'm sorry to inform you, sir. You can fix yourself if you start thinking different, but you're currently stuck in that category.
And it's all stupid bullshit that they're worried about, Shady. It's all stupid. Like,
they make it up.
Booing at all the stupid narratives that are coming out on President Trump, Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk, TPUSA, Q, MAGA. It's all insane.
And the thing, and you know what the beautiful thing is? Donald Trump is doing the media's job. The media's job is supposed to be to tell you what's going on, but they won't. So what does he do? He holds a press conference and he sits there and he tells you in a long form sentence or paragraph exactly what the hell is going on. He's narrating your reality to you, because the media won't tell you what your reality is. The media tells you that that's your reality, or that this is your reality, or that is your reality, but anything other than what is really going on. Look, show me some articles where the media is saying, oh, guess what? I didn't get mugged in D.C. today.
Yeah. And hey, communist New York, guess what's coming to New York City? Check this out. Probably going to get copyrighted for. Yeah. All right, but look at what Penn Station, Shady. I used to go there every day. Look at that. It's a shithole, okay? And look at what President Trump wants to do to this communist city. Make it beautiful again. Look at that. Isn't that how we should be in America, Shady Groove?
Not according to your communist overlord, sir. That is, you do not deserve that. What you deserve is squalor. You should be pressed down and oppressed, and the labor should be weighing hard and heavy over you like a burden in a saddle that you wear.
Yeah. I mean, look at this, guys. I went through Penn Station. It smelled like poop and peep.
Boom.
All right, real quick, Shady, before we get on out of here, let me go ahead and do this, because we've got it today. We've got the Rumble Premium, because we hear a lot about crypto. But the hard part is, here's the part that people miss. Sorry about that. Crypto was created so you could actually own and control your money. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers, or limiting access, you are in control. And if you have ever waited for a transfer to clear, you've felt that problem, I'm sure. Now, fast forward today, everyone's heard about crypto, but getting started feels so complicated. That's exactly why I use Rumble Wallet. It takes all the complexity and makes it very, very simple. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoins, or even digital gold backed by real gold. No complicated setup. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank account and be up and running in minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like us. So now, do this now. And we haven't gotten a Rumble Wallet donation in a long time, so we would really appreciate one if you can. But do this now. So scan the QR code, click the link in the description, and download the Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. And in just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some, and then maybe even helping the MG show, Shady.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the people that have donated the crypto through the Rumble wallet. That is amazing. And all of our thanks go to each of you for all of your kindness and support to keep this what we're doing here going, because we are beating them, and we're beating them with our hands tied behind our back.
And they're still paying attention to this broadcast, believe it or not.
Sean Ryan and Alex Jones answered to us this weekend.
They answer to us, Shady.
They do.
And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, regular $69.98. Now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe now. Ring that bell. Let's go. Smash that like for the MG Show. Yeah. Let's go. In a world of shadows. In a world of shadows where the lies take hold, in the matrix and shadygrooove, sharp and true. With the MG Show, they cut through the haze. Truth is their weapon in this golden age. No silver platter, no tales pre-sold. The truth is learned, it's never told. Digging deep where the secrets hide, they bring the light to the other side. Slaying psyops, tearing down the screen. In the matrix, shadygrooove, the truth machine. MG Show, where the real unfolds. Dark to light, the truth is told. Oh, they're slaying psyops one by one, fighting battles till the war is won. From the airwaves to the digital fight, Shannon and Jeffrey shine the spotlight. Constitution's their weapon, their guiding star, exposing the games no matter how far. Every thread they pull, a story unwinds, decoding the chaos, connecting the lines. No puppet strings, no fear to face. They're waking the world at a relentless pace. P equals pacer, a name in the mist, a shadow empire on their truth hit list. Roots run deep through wealth and lore. they peel it back, revealing more. Behind the curtain, the strings get traced. A dynasty's power now face to face. With every clue, the veil's undone. The MG show fights till the lights won. Foreign and domestic billionaires pull the strings. Foundations built on the power they bring. Arabella advisors, a mask in play, steering the narrative night and day. All have reasons, their motives gleam. A global web in a billionaire scheme. The truth cuts through, their grip unwinds, exposing.
Shadows hiding truth, awakening patriots rising, plans unfolding, cabal trembling, power fading, justice coming, masks slipping. The clock is ticking, deep state shrinking. The clock is ticking, freedom ringing. The clock is ticking, still grinning. The clock is ticking, Trump keeps winning. Strings breaking, puppets dangling, lies crashing, empire crumbling, exposure growing, storm arriving, traitors running, hope awakening. The clock is ticking, deep state shrinking. Freedom ringing. The clock is ticking, Q still grinning. The clock is ticking, Trump can't stop winning. Whispers turning into roaring, allies gathering, strength increasing, corruption bleeding, systems cracking, storm clouds forming, thunder crashing. Emerging, files unlocking, traitors squirming, excuses flaking, patriots marching, banners waving, deep state choking, end approaching, justice coming, no more stalling, reckoning nearing, darkness falling, timelines moving, truth prevailing, final chapter, deep state failing. The clock is ticking, ticking, panic spreading. The clock is ticking, ticking, chains are breaking. The clock is ticking, breathing.
Another one from Scottish Shannon. The clock is ticking. And real quick, I just want to let you guys know that was not Grand Central Terminal. That was Penn Station, which was fully open to the public in November 27, 1910. And it looks like it's probably about that old when you go in it, Shady Groove, and it smells that way, too.
Yeah, well, let's hope that we can, anytime that, let's hope we can clean it up. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, let's hope the communists allow it to happen, maybe.
They don't like that stuff, though, Jeff. You know, they're very ornery over there.
They don't like it. Even my friends that are communists that don't really know that they're communists don't like it, probably.
You know, it's very interesting because there's a very clear distinction about a communist and the way that they act and the way that they perceive the world. Number one, they're a perpetual victim. That's the one thing that you'll learn about a communist is they're always a victim. But listen.
Trump got booed, Shady, in New York City. I mean, come on, at Madison Square Garden, he got booed.
Understood.
Huh.
A businessman wants to get it done at the lowest price you can get for quality work. We'll say that again. A businessman wants to get the job done for the lowest price that you can get to get quality work. A politician wants to overinflate the cost so that they can pocket the difference and don't care about the quality of the work and don't care about the time that it takes to get it done. As a matter of fact, if the quality of work is bad, that means we'll get to redo the job later. And if it takes a long time, that means more money for us. You see, this is the difference between what your country has become and what your country started as. Your country started as the number one and became the number two. Donald Trump is taking a country that is currently in the position of a number two, which is awash in communism and demise. He's saying it specifically, demise is a choice. Communism is demise. You're choosing the easy way is communism. The hard way is to beautify things and to do the right thing and to actually stand up and get the job done.
Yeah. Exactly right. And I want my capital. Do you know, it was funny. Somebody was asking, do you know where the capital of America is? And kids didn't even know it.
They don't know. They don't.
The capital, like each state, like Illinois, Springfield, capitals. The capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. And if you love your country, you want that place shiny. So shiny, Shady Groove.
But if you built the place as a center for something else, you wouldn't want it to become shiny, would you? You would want it to be a cesspool. You would want it to be a den of vipers, or maybe we would refer to it as a swamp, okay? And you wouldn't want anybody coming in to clean up the swamp so that the rest of the country could actually think, oh, well, wait a minute. You know, Jeff, whenever we were all young, like almost everybody across the country had some sort of interaction with the idea that your class would at some point gather up the money and get to go to Washington, D.C. and be in Washington, D.C. for a few days and see the Smithsonian or see a few museums or to see the White House or to go to the National Mall or to the Lincoln Memorial. That used to be a thing, but the kids don't have now, like you said, you go to the beach and you interview these idiots, and not only do they don't know what capital is the state that they're in, sir, much less the capital of the country.
Yeah, we know it's the District of Columbia. We know that it's a sovereign area. We know all about that. Watch, woman. Thank you so much.
And we are turning that around, ladies and gentlemen.
Taking it back, and we're going to put the Les Arcs de Triomphe here, not in France where the bloodlines came from.
That's why we're building the Ark.
That?
That's what the Ark symbolizes, dude. I mean, I know you're saying that in a little tongue in cheek, but that is what the
I'm not saying it tongue in. I mean, I'm saying it because that's true.
The Ark is the symbology. Correct. We are taking, Q said that symbolism would be their downfall. The reason that symbolism is going to be their downfall is because we're stealing it back from them. They stole it from us, so now we're taking it back from them. They utilized these rituals, sigils, and symbols to enslave humanity. You could utilize some of the same techniques and free humanity.
Yeah, and we are winning, guys. I mean, that is huge. You know, we got censored for showing you the bloodlines. The bloodlines are the Rothschilds. That's the worker bees for the bloodlines, okay? They're funding both sides. So, everybody's saying, oh, it's the Nazis, it's the Jews. It was all funded by the same damn people.
But the funny thing is that they told you that we were hateful.
Yeah.
They told you that we were hateful because we followed the bloodline. So you see the differentiation? The people that are out there that are talking, that are calling, that are acting literally like Nazis, None of those people that are being anti-Semitic are talking about the bloodline control of the earth. Not one of them. They're all just simply just trying to like divvy everybody up and get everybody to attack one another. This is the differentiation. This is how we understand who we are compared to who they are.
Yeah, exactly right. Shady, my computer had a failure. I had to redo my window here. I got to kind of see where we're at here, but the questions, and you're going to hear President Trump say some amazing things. However, let me see if I can.
Nobody's ever seen before.
See where we're at.
Illegal aliens have been admitted, and that's made by largely Democrats. Got elected on that to their country like that. They're talking about him. He said, "Well, if it meant losing the Senate, you would not let that."
Okay, I'm trying to find out where we were, guys. Sorry.
The whole group.
Okay, here we go.
Success.
Yeah, right. Good.
Here we go. All right, here we go, guys. Ready?
It's really a shame, and it's so bad for the country. You'd almost think they hate the country because they can't. They're not stupid people. You can't cheat like they did. And look at the election in California as an example. After a week, they determined that a kid who's leading and had all the mojo.
Did we hear this part too?
Yeah, we heard this part too. He doesn't make the runoff.
It's almost where he's getting to the questions. You're really close.
I started talking about Steve Hilton, who's a fantastic guy. And I saw them say it was going to be 2 weeks before they knew.
Oh, well, yeah, you might have about another 2 minutes here.
It's going to happen to Steve Hilton, too. It's watch. You got to watch. And
watch California, right? We got that.
There was too much heat on him. The only reason he got approved, he had all the votes.
Yeah, you could go a little further.
Taking too long to get to a deal, and I want to make sure I quote you correctly. You said that now they will have to pay the price.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that specifically?
Well, we're going to be attacking them very hard.
You're resuming bombing?
Yeah, well,
time is up.
Based on the helicopter, I guess we have the right to do that. You know, they shot down a very incredible, actually an incredible machine. And at first they said they didn't do it, then they admitted they did it. It's sort of easy because we have the bomb. We actually have the bomb. We got very lucky that bomb didn't explode. That bomb was lodged in the helicopter. It didn't explode. It was on fire, but it didn't explode. Those two guys, they knew how to fly, but they got very lucky. And then we had the unmanned boat going very, very fast at speeds that you wouldn't want to go. That's why it's unmanned, I guess, because nobody can go in that. But they rescued, so both people are, fortunately the pilots are okay. Now look, I've been working with Iran for a number of months, and they should sign their deal. It's a good deal. It doesn't give them the right to have a nuclear weapon. In fact, it totally prohibits them from ever having a nuclear weapon. And it was just tap, tap, tap. I don't know what they're doing. So they then shot at our helicopter. Very expensive helicopter, by the way, but much more importantly, the two men, fortunately, they're okay. But an amazing rescue. If you ever get a clip, you won't believe the rescue, how cool it was. The equipment we have. Look, we have the strongest.
Real quick, KX2 prayer request for his brother-in-law, Jim. He was placed on hospice today. He's a Vietnam vet serving in the Air Force. Prayers up, KX2. Thank you so much.
Oh, my gosh. God bless you and your family, sir.
Yeah.
Area in the world. And I gave them a break at the request of Pakistan. The Field Marshal and the Prime Minister of Pakistan are great. We stopped them from going to war with India. You would have had a nuclear war if it wasn't for me. But they became friendly to me, very friendly, and they're close to Iran, and they worked, and they still are working on trying them to do what's right. But we want a deal that's meaningful. We want a deal that works. We don't want to just have a Barack Hussein Obama deal, JCPOA, the worst deal. That was a path to a nuclear. It's the exact opposite. You know, I like on television, they say, oh, they should have kept that deal. First of all, it was over. It was a short-term deal. But that deal was a path to a nuclear weapon. This is a path against a nuclear. You can't have a nuclear weapon. His was a path to a nuclear weapon. They were developing, during his administration, nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, there'd be no Israel, there'd be no Middle East, and they would have absolutely shot at us. So we'll see what happens. But we hit him hard yesterday, and we're going to hit him again hard today, in case you miss it, in case you don't turn on your television set. And we'll see what happens with the deal. We were really close to a deal, but they keep tapping us along. They keep playing us for suckers because you know what? They dealt with some very stupid presidents. I have to say that. I'm embarrassed to say it. Some very stupid people were sitting here. Yeah.
Mr. President, you mentioned the Senate race in Maine. Are you all in supporting Susan Collins? Does she have your full support and endorsement in her Senate
She does
re-election?
because she's a sane woman. She's not my best friend at all. These guys are. I get along well, but I have some. But she's a sane person, and she's a person that never missed a vote in many years. I mean, she's like had 10,000 votes. She had 10,000 votes. She never missed a vote. Unfortunately, because sometimes she voted against me. You know, look, she's a sane woman, and she's a respected person. Maybe a little different ideology than me, but this guy is a thug. He's a fake thug. He's a phony. I made a lot of money picking out phonies. He's a real phony. He's bad. He's a bad person.
Mr. President, are you going to go back to attack, or are you thinking of attacking Iranian power plants and bridges as you've
Well, I'm not
threatened
going to
before?
say that to you, but I can do that. Look, I could knock out. We have the most powerful. I built the military with these people approving it. They approved numbers that nobody would have ever thought would have been. But we built it. We gave a lot to Ukraine through Biden. He gave a lot of money, but we're in great shape. We have a lot of storage capacity, but he gave a lot. And if you look at what's happened, when I left, our cupboards were full. He gave it. Now I sell it to the European Union, and they give it to Ukraine for the most part. But we have the strongest military anywhere in the world, and sometimes you'll have to use it. And we have to remember, and when people hear this, Iran very simply cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't. And they've agreed to that. All they have to do is they have to start signing a paper. It's fully negotiated. We have a fully negotiated, but they're tapping and tapping. And I say, all right, let's give them a couple of more days. They're tapping because it's a meaningful paper. They know when they sign that paper, it's meaningful. The Obama deal, JCPOA, one of the worst, one of the dumbest documents I've ever seen. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. When are you meeting with tech executives about the government taking stake in AI companies, and what could this partnership look like?
About AI? Well, I can say this. We're having a meeting with them. It's an amazing industry. It's bigger than any industry anyone's ever seen. We are leading China by a lot. And, whoever leads that is going to really lead the world to a large extent. That's how big it is. And I'm going to have meetings with the top 12 or 15 executives very shortly. And we're talking about giving back something to the public. And if we do that, the public will become very rich, the people in our country, because that's the kind of money we're talking about. And I think they'll do that, and I think it'll make it very popular.
Thank you, President. I have two questions. First of all, Turkish President Erdogan keeps threatening Israel. Do you think there's a chance of a conflict between Israel and Turkey, and will you sell F-35 to Turkey?
Well, as you know, he's a very good friend of mine, and we've worked very well together. I like him a lot. I'm not supposed to say that because the press will say, oh, he likes Erdogan. No, he's a hell of a leader and a strong person, very strong person. I haven't heard that at all. If I did, I'd call him, and I think I'd make sure that things were fine. I don't think that will happen with Turkey. Not as long as I'm president, because he respects me and I respect him. But beyond that, we have a good friendship. So, we'll see.
And my second question. Besides peace in the Middle East, what do you wish yourself for your birthday?
For my birthday? Well, I'll go a step bigger. Peace for the world, okay? Peace for the world. Middle East, yes. Peace for the whole world. Yeah.
Mr. President, there is a New Jersey Democratic congressional nominee over in the 12th District. His name is Adam Homily. He has a connection to the blind sheikh. And I was wondering if I can get your thoughts on that.
Okay. I think it's terrible.
So, You see that they're reporting on a Nazi in Maine, right? They're talking about a Muslim terrorist in New Jersey. Remember the post that says they will no longer be able to hide it? Well, here we are.
Literally right in front of your face. And not to mention, look at the whole InfoWars stuff.
Here we are. They can no longer hide it, guys.
They agree.
You know, I was watching like these. I mean, they're like, the guy has a Nazi freaking tattoo. Even the SPLC guy, who I don't agree with, said that I wouldn't vote for that dude in Maine. Man, hey, wow.
But he would fund him and give him a couple businesses and like set him out there, to like build some crosses or maybe
burning sets. What do you need?
Cross burning kits, or it was like a few like we've got them in the back storage room. They're actually on sale. The bargain basement deals going on right now for it's TDS. Anybody infected with the TDS is effectively a communist. They might have not known it. I think that this is interesting because this might be a lesson in like self-discovery for a lot of these people. They didn't realize they were communists, but all of a sudden they've got the TDS and they're foaming at the mouth and their eyes are like going circles and like, wait a minute, maybe, just maybe I'm a communist.
Yeah. And I think that's what the think mirror thing. I mean, he's talking about the reflection pool or pond or lake, whatever he calls it now, right? But think about that. Hold up a mirror and look at yourself. Yeah. Didn't Jesus do that?
Yeah.
He held up mirrors, right? To reflect on yourself and who you are. I mean, people are just following people's narratives and they're getting themselves all worked up, emotionally, Shady, with no facts. I mean, Trump is a P3DO. That is not a fact. You can't prove it. Trump has 34 felonies. No, they gave him 34 felonies, but there's no court case, no conviction. So there's no felonies. Does that make sense? I mean, it's all just orange man bad But stop. Look in the mirror.
But you're touching on something that's very important. We talked about that earlier too. Like these people that are coming out and saying these things about Donald Trump is controlled by Israel, or saying all these things about Epstein or whatever it is. They don't believe these things. Okay, you have to understand this is a psychological operation. They do not believe them. They're not saying these things because, like, at their core, they really think it's true. That's not the case. What they're doing is they're doing shtick. Or it's an operation. They're placating. They're placating so that if someone like your friend sees, oh, I hear this stuff about Epstein. Oh, I see this stuff about Netanyahu. They go from being, severe MAGA to partial MAGA, and then they see them get booed in Madison Square Garden. Like, oh, well, this matches the InfoWars narrative. Mm-hmm. You see, and confirmation bias starts to sink in. That's the reason. This is the reason that Q made sure that our discernment was crisp and clear so that we understood exactly how to understand very specific things, not this generalized thing where people take one thing, make it sound like something else, then say it's something else, then all in unison pretend it's something else, and the next thing you know, we're all going downriver with this nonsense.
That's right. I mean, people are mental-sided, shadygrooove, the killing of the mind.
The killing of the mind. That's right. That basically means that they've given you information that's turned your thinker off. Mm-hmm. Your thinker went off. You're no longer thinking. You're listening. You're taking orders. Listening is very close to taking orders.
Here's what you need to know.
Here's what you need to know about the
How about you go research it yourself? The truth is learned, never told. That's what we say here every day.
And this is the reason that what we do is we play what Donald Trump says, because we know that Donald Trump is narrating our reality. He's telling you exactly what he's doing, no matter what the media says about what he's doing, no matter how they try to corner it, twist it, spin it, make it what it isn't, all these different things. He says exactly what he's doing. You have the opportunity to listen to him, and you're allowed to believe him or to disbelieve him.
Yeah. And, it's amazing. That's why, people are like, oh, Trump, you wanted Lindsey Graham. Listen to Trump, okay? Not anybody else. I might not like Lindsey Graham, but apparently he's under President Trump's control. And he had the best chance to win. And there's what you have. So everybody, in my opinion, Shady, was pretty much, corrupt before President Trump. Everybody in this government.
But look at what they're doing. They say, because you now support Donald Trump, they said, oh, you like Lindsey Graham. Oh, you support Donald Trump. You're like Ben Shapiro. Oh, you're Mark Levin. Oh, you're this, you're that. All of these different people that they're trying to say that we are all of a sudden because those people like Donald Trump. Well, there's like only 80 million other people out there that literally went to a voting booth that voted for Donald Trump. Why are you leaving all of those people? Why am I not like those 80 million people and only these couple of idiots that you point to that I'm clearly disagree with a lot of stuff that Mark Levin says. I clearly disagree with a lot of the stuff that Ben Shapiro says. And Lindsey Graham, that's a whole nother ball of wax. I don't think that guy's ever said it. The only thing he's ever done worth anything is voted to support Trump's agenda. That's the only thing that man's ever done. But God bless him for it. He did do that, and he is doing it currently.
And, again, you have your friends out there being very loud with their bull crap, right? With their crap. They get 0 likes, maybe 1. And then you say something and then the whole horde of asshats come and attack you. Isn't that interesting?
Or we talk about, we say something about that's positive and productive about the Trump administration and it goes absolutely nowhere because the algorithm doesn't want anything to do with that.
That's right. Our algorithm is like in the tank.
Our algorithm is like gone.
Algorithm.
It is. We have freedom of speech, not freedom of reach, even though all the idiots on there, they can spew hate all they want. I mean, it's really what they're doing, Jeff, by the way that Twitter is organized, is they're incentivizing hatred.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're not de-escalating any of this nonsense. They are manipulating community notes. So they're effectively paying people to be hateful on the internet. I'm an advocate for that to stop. Because what they've done is they've been able to, whenever I understand the program that Twitter is using, but the reality is what they didn't realize is there's like 6 million people out there that all have an agenda and they can manipulate that system for their benefit. And they have really been able to do so.
Yeah. And the algorithm loves clickbait. I mean, they love getting you mad and incensed.
Loves Nazis.
And they love Nazis and communists.
They love communists. The algorithm loves a good commie. They love a good Nazi. They love a really good transgender theory. They like the DEI. All these different things. The algorithm thinks that Bill Gates, Belinda of Hell Foundation is just the bee's knees.
Yeah. Pastor Shell says, I don't know if it's Twitter's fault, just human nature. Can't force people to click it. I guess you're right. Right?
It isn't about people clicking it. It's about the people that are there to click it intentionally. Normal people wouldn't click it. Absolutely. You're 100% right about that. But they've got all of these bot and repeaters that click it on purpose so that it amplifies it in your feed and you can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Boom. And I was shadow banned before my 803-day suspension because we're that effective. They had to suspend us for 803 days on X.
Yep. Wow. I mean, I was taken off of Twitter, 4 months before anybody else was.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. Oh, by the way, update on the Nazi Jake Lang, $1 million bail.
Oh, it should have been 2. I'm sure that. Okay. So right now I can see it already. Patrick Byrne is on the tarmac. Yeah. He's flying to Omaha. He's got to meet with Warren Buffett. They got to get some cash. You know what I'm saying? They got to put some cash on that private plane, and he'll be flying back soon. And he should be delivering
the weed with the cash.
That's right. They got to get some cash this time. Leave the weed there because there's too much weight on the small plane. And so they'll be. They should be at the. They should be at the sheriff's department within I'd say about 3 hours.
Like 100,000? Is that what you need?
Yeah, they would need 100K. Yeah.
All right, back to President Trump, because that's who we listen to. We don't listen to any one of these other people. We listen to our president, Donald J. Trump. Check it out.
Well, we do listen to them be idiots, but we don't agree with them.
I try not to, but you know how it is.
It's hard to ignore idiots.
Because they're all over my For You page.
Yeah, they've jumped out. Now they're in the following page, too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go.
Seen it? I mean, he was more, now he's trying to sort of say, yeah, I sort of knew him. He didn't know him. They were very good friends. And you go back and look at what happened during that period of time. He was a witness at the trial for him. He was a positive witness for him. He said the most glowing things. The guy knocked down the World Trade Center, admitted that he knocked down the World Trade Center. I think it's another one, if you look. I actually think the one in Maine is worse. Because he's just an outright pig. He's like a pig. I watched him a couple of times. He's like a pig. That's what he reminds me of. I come up with good names for people. I don't want to stick him with that one, although I think pigs would be very upset about it. Go ahead.
Mr. President, July 1st is coming fast. How confident are you that you'll be able to renew the USMCA, and what more do you expect from Canada?
Well, I'm not looking to renew it. I don't, I made the deal, and the primary reason I made the deal is that NAFTA was the worst trade deal I've ever seen. Yeah. And I made it better, but I had the right to terminate. And, with NAFTA, we didn't have the right to terminate. I had to get these senators to approve that deal. That was a tough thing, Congressman, too. NAFTA had no termination. So, I've never said this before, but I'll tell you what my thinking was. NAFTA was a disaster for our country. The worst trade deal ever made, by far. They had typos in, okay? And they were supposed to correct them. And they never corrected them when they were signed. They knew there were typos. And there's a process for that. You state your claim and, you get a change. They had typos on percentages. Or maybe somebody wrote, and that was for years. They never ran. They had horrible, all against us. So it probably wasn't typos. NAFTA was the worst trade deal we ever had. USMCA did one thing that I loved. After 6 years, it comes up for renewal. I don't know that I'm going to renew it because, to be honest with you, the United States does much better. Hey, we don't need anything that Canada has. We don't need anything that Mexico has, but they need everything that we have. And they have to treat us better. With Mexico and Canada, we have trade deficits. We should have surpluses with them. We don't need their cars. We don't need their lumber. We don't need their energy. We don't need anything that they have. So the primary thing that I got, it was a much better deal than NAFTA. Much, much better. It was sort of a good deal. But it was a great deal for one reason. It gave the right to terminate. And who would have thought that I was, they just didn't want to have it during the 4-year period when I was president. So now they made it so that I wouldn't be president. And because they rigged the election, the second election, as you probably hear and probably know, most of you know that happened, and now it's been proven. And it will be proven as time goes by even more so. We have things that you won't believe. When we release the full files, you're not going to believe how crooked the 2020 election was. But who would have thought that it comes due in my term?
All right, did you hear that, shadygrooove, where they're going to release the files on the 2020 election? We got censored because of that as well, guys, for talking. We got censored off YouTube by Media Matters, which is a Hillary Clinton NGO. Right. And because we noticed that in the first debate that looked like Biden had like a pick line, and they said that I was election misinformation. I'm an American citizen. I noticed something and I reported on it. What's wrong with that, Shady?
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what you were supposed to do. And I'm not exactly sure what Donald Trump is talking about there, but I know one thing about what he's talking about. I know that whatever it is the information is he's talking about, it will not lead to there being 250,000 more votes for Joe Biden in the state of Arizona. I'm just putting that out there.
You mean like when Flynn and Patrick Byrne did the audit in Arizona?
With the
they found more votes,
with the cyber ninjas that weaponized they basically what they did with cyber ninjas in that audit was they made it to where no independent company will ever be able to audit an election in America again due to legislation that was passed because they did that. So very interestingly enough, how that was a little bit of a multiple layered operation and getting the job done there, guys.
I can't wait. D-class. Didn't Q promise D-class on all this stuff?
Yeah. Well, you could.
So what's happening in this term, Shady? Is D-class happening on all this stuff?
Yeah, a lot of stuff is coming out. That
Wait, so Q might not have been relevant in the first administration because Trump had a bunch of asshats around him, right? And so now it is relevant. So now,
maybe Q was telling us. Yeah, maybe Q was telling us then. Maybe the reason was because we were going to have to endure a little. What would you call it? A 101 class on communism for 4 years.
Yeah.
So that the middle of America could
darkness.
That the middle of America could see the reason that we didn't want the Democrat Party. Listen, I know these people are still making a lot of noise out there, But the truth of the matter is, man, the majority of the American people that get up every day and go to work and don't really care about, like what gender you call them or focus on it all the time. Those people are busting their butt right now in an economy that has never been this good. If you're out there and you're doing business, you need to be doing more. You'll be doing more business in 6 months than you've ever thought of, because of the way that the country is now coming together. Jeff, whenever we're talking about these different things like fentanyl, drug addiction, whenever I grew up in the mountains of North Carolina, methamphetamine was everywhere. Everybody was like taking this stuff. You know what would have prevented people from like being into methamphetamine? A job. And not having a Mexican take their job, and actually being able to like go and like, I would have probably been left unmolested by the establishment. I would have probably been a contractor. That's what I did. I built houses. I built houses for like 10 years. And then whenever the point came for me to be a contractor, I couldn't do it theoretically without hiring illegal labor and compete with the other people in my area that were doing it. And I was not willing to utilize illegal labor in any faction whatsoever, because I'm an American and I believe in America. And then all the Americans are dumb and lazy, and they say, oh, the immigrants work harder than you. Yes, they do. And if they weren't here, Americans wouldn't have a choice but to have worked harder.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, so let's go. And you know what? We were also, did Q talk about that our movement was infiltrated? And
by Alex Jones?
No, by sleepers, more than just Alex Jones. Because I was going to, let me just finish my thought. Because you said a great comment the other, just a little bit earlier on this show. You said even your following has turned on Trump. So our followers were sleepers. Mm-hmm. So we were told that our whole movement, our entire movement, was infiltrated by Q. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to make that statement because I remember even our following page.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly right, and that's what they're wanting. That's exactly what they're wanting. They're wanting. Remember, that's optics. Yeah, there's no meat on the bone, okay, with their narrative. They're just saying things. They say things, it sounds good. It's like, it's like window dressing. Like the thing that you buy that looks great in the window never looks as good on you as it looks in the window, right? That's what they're doing. They're selling you a game. They're selling you, well, I didn't mean you personally.
Oh, okay.
But they're selling you a bag of goods, man. It's a con.
It is a con. The Democrat con. And we couldn't tell them, so we had to show them. I think that was Bonster that said that. That is a Q post as well. And that's what we walked through. You kept saying on our show during the Biden years, I can't believe we had the show 4 years during the Biden years.
Can't believe we did that.
Are you liking your free communism trial?
Class?
Yeah, trial. It was a trial.
Trial run. We gave them we gave the communists the keys for 4 years, and look what they did. They opened the door and they let every single garbage human being on planet Earth that could walk. By the way, they all showed up with brand new shoes. So I don't know.
And then our influencers and our friends said, "No, Trump is still the president."
But I don't understand how people need to
Devolution.
I don't understand why people need to come to America whenever you've already got new clothes and new shoes. Yeah. It makes no sense. If you've already got new clothes and new shoes in the slums of Guatemala, what the hell are you doing walking up to America? You've already got your gigs, your kicks, and your outfit.
Because they probably got paid.
Oh! And now they're probably like being utilized by the cartel to pay back the debt that they owe the cartel for bringing them here with illegal labor to some other communist somewhere. Matter of fact, Jeff, we just had a bust yesterday of a business that had 100 employees, and the feds came into that sucker, and guess what? Whenever the feds left, they had 25. Yeah. Think about that. 100 employees, the feds come in. Whenever the feds left, they had 25 employees. And then the media's writing the story like, oh, this poor man lost all of his labor. Guess what? The Americans running the business were going out and harvesting Social Security numbers from other Americans and giving that Social Security number to the illegal, and the media's fine with that.
Yeah. I still need a link 17 pages for truth. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you. And let's go back to Donald J. Trump.
Let's go. This is so good.
Thank you
This is a
very
good show
much.
today.
So it was very important that we be able to do that. So we're talking to them. We'll see if we do something.
Just before we came in here, you posted about Bill Pulte and that he'd be starting the job early. You said he's going to be downsizing the DNI. Can you talk about your
Well, yeah,
thinking
people
there?
have wanted that downsized for a long time, and many people don't want it at all. You know, a lot of people thought it was a duplication. Yeah, a lot of people thought it was a duplication. He's done a great job at Fannie Mae, and you know, you take Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, the value of that has increased so much since I've been in charge. You know, I had the right to sell that, and in my first term, a group came to see me wanting to buy it, and they offered me exactly 10% of what it's worth today. And I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to look foolish when they flipped it a year later for hundreds of billions of dollars more. So I kept it. And I put him in charge as soon as I got here, and he's done an amazing job. Could be worth $1 trillion.
That's a pretty different portfolio, though.
Well, it is, I know, but you know, smart people are smart people. I always say I'd rather have smart than experience, but experience is good too. I would say this, he's going to be there for a short while we pick somebody else. We're interviewing 5 different people. They're all very good, very different, and we'll put somebody there. But people want it downsized. The senators and the Congress people, I think everybody wants it downsized, and many people, I think, and I won't speak for Todd, but and I'm not sure how Todd feels. But by the way, he's great. I hope you people have given him an easy run because he's very busy. He doesn't need stupid people saying, "Why didn't you get a higher mark at a certain college?" Because he's highly educated. He was a great student. He's great at everything he's done. But how come he got a B+? See, they'll go after him for getting a B+ instead of an A, but the other guy can be a thug. And let him run. He's okay. He's fine. The one thing about him, it's great, because every time they bring something up, he's worse than anybody that we've ever seen. And I hope the Republicans are going to use him as your standard bearer when they say that, gee, Eric, we don't like the way you dress today. It's unacceptable, right? And then all you have to do is point to this thug that they're trying to put in. So pretty much that's the way it is. He's going to do a good job. He's going to be there for a very short period of time. He will be superseded and replaced by somebody that's going to have the job permanently. Okay?
What do you think of the Democrats saying they'll hold up the project
what they say. Democrats. They're not Democrats. They're Democrats. They're dumb people. Yeah.
Do you need their votes?
Then I guess something's going to happen. Now, we can't let them extort us. I told the guys today, we can't let them. They've done it on numerous occasions. I said we can't. What we're signing today has been amazing, but they tried to extort us, and eventually, and they were losing tremendous support because they're extorting on law and order, and they can't win on law and order. People want law and order. They don't want crime. And that's essentially what they were doing. And ultimately, they could not take the heat. But we can't let them extort.
Mr. President, it starts tomorrow. And
what starts?
The World Cup.
Yeah.
The soccer World Cup, the football World Cup.
Most successful World Cup they've ever had.
Exactly.
They've never sold tickets at that level. They've never sold that many tickets so quickly. It's amazing because you don't think of soccer. We use the word football, soccer, right? But you don't think of soccer in this country. It's the most successful. I spoke to Johnny this morning. He's fantastic, and he's the boss. He said there's never been anything close to what's happened.
But because of the success, some people are afraid that it's going to be harder and harder to get visas to come from outside. Can you?
Well, we're working on it very closely to make sure the right people come into our country. I will. I will.
Are you concerned, Mr. President, about the latest inflation number which came out this morning? Could that be a headwind?
No, I love it. The numbers were great. You know what I really love? I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, you know, I can say it now. Something you didn't know. Do you know we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil? Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran, until right now. We took out the other night 22 ships late at night with no lights because they don't have any radar because we blasted the crap out of it. We took out, that's why oil's $85 a barrel. I mean, you take a look. Remember when I did this, I said, look, the one bad thing will be we hit the best economy we've ever hit. And I said to my people, I had Scott, I had Howard, I had Pete, I had all of them. I had Todd in the room. I said, the one thing we have to do now, we had just hit the highest stock market in history, highest 401ks in history. Everything was going well. And I said, I hate to do this to you guys, but Iran's going to have a nuclear weapon very soon. We have to go and attack. So we hit them with the B-2 bombers, which took a lot of courage. It was totally successful. We buried it, very hard to get. But now we have...
In addition to the B-2 bombers, that's also a Q-proof, guys. I mean, do you see that we are lockstep with this guy? It's crazy.
Yep. It's crazy, but it's also exactly what it is we signed up for. So we are getting our money's worth, quote unquote.
That's right. Boom.
Make the second move. And I said, the bad part is the stock market will go down by a lot based on predictions of experts, like 25%. And it was worth it. To me, it was worth it not to have a nuclear weapon. And the other thing is that oil would go to $250 a barrel. It's at 85. And which is pretty amazing. And here's the key. We just hit today another stock market high. 74 in my short time here, 74 days we had stock market all-time historical highs. Nobody can believe it. The Dow, the S&P. S&P was at 7,000. They said in 4 years, maybe 5 years. It will never hit it during the term. It was too much. I hit it in my first year. I hit on the Dow, it was 50,000 was an impossible number. They said 5-6 years out you'd hit. Well, I hit it in my first year. And now I get everyone in the room and say, congratulations, but now I'm going to take it down a little bit because we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. And they all agreed with me. Todd, you remember. Everybody agreed. And we took a little journey down to Iran. We first stopped off at Venezuela, by the way. And we have paid for that war many, many times over. And we have great relationships with the people of Venezuela. We get along with them great. It was a great success. It was a one-day war. It was really, to be exact, 48 minutes of fury, and it was over. And Venezuela is doing great. Relationships with the people are great. It's become a happy country, believe it or not. I mean, it's become a happy country, and we're taking out millions of barrels of oil from Venezuela, and then we went to Iran, and essentially, we've done the same thing. It doesn't look as pretty, but there's no Navy. 159 ships at the bottom of the sea. There's no Air Force. All of their planes are blown up. Most of their drones are gone. Most of their drone-making ability is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. All of their leadership is gone, so they replaced it. All of that leadership is gone, so they replaced it. And that's the people we're dealing with now. And I think they're going to want to make a deal, but we're going to find out.
Inflation to come down between now and November.
When the war is over?
Yes.
It's coming down.
I know you can't.
It's going to come down like a rock. And again, we're taking out millions, which I'm just announcing today for the first time. But we've been taking out millions of barrels of oil. Millions of barrels. Every night, took out oil, but now I'm going to tell you because they just figured it out. So now that they figured it out, I can tell you. It was very hard for me. I wanted to say it so badly, but I didn't want to ruin it, but it was very hard. But millions of barrels of oil has come out, and that's why it's at $85, $90 a barrel instead of $250. But we have the greatest military in the world, the toughest military in the world, just the best in every way. Nobody even close. There's no military that's even close. I rebuilt it during my first term. I'm using it now. When this conflict is over, Todd said, please go to conflict, right? As opposed to the word war. He didn't like the word war, but it's sort of a conflict. It's a military operation. When it's over, you will see oil drop to where it was before. We're getting gasoline. Just before it started, I was in Iowa, and we passed gas stations, $1.85 a gallon. And we'll be back at those levels very soon. Thank you very much, everybody.
Wow. Thank you, Russ. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome. That's your president right there, shadygrooove. That's what we watch. We don't watch, apparently General Flynn is on Massey's side talking about, what is it? The ship, Liberty? What was it? The
USS Liberty.
Yeah.
Yep, they're all making up stories about that and conflating narratives about that. As a matter of fact, they had one of the guys on Cam Higbee the other night was doing a little debate with one of the guys that was from the USS Liberty, like on the ship. And this dude literally said with a straight face that the Israeli Air Force attacked the ship that day with 30 aircraft. The state of Israel, whenever that event happened, probably didn't even have maybe but 10 aircraft total. And so they're just making stuff up. They're twisting narratives. They're doing anything that they can. They've been actually harping on this subject for a long, long time. There is some things that happened with the USS Liberty that weren't good, but it is not the way that they're characterizing the events of that day.
So we have a Delta today, and he's talking about Iran better sign a deal. What's that?
In order to form a more perfect union.
Sorry about that. I thought I shut that video down, but it went into another video. My bad. But look at this. Do Anons understand what is about to be unleashed? It's a Delta today from 2020. Check it out.
Buckle up, the storm is here, no turning back. You said in the drops, it began the attack. Deep state falling, watch them pulling back. Bloodlines breaking, no more hiding in the black. Buckle up, truth is crashing through the lies. Retribution coming, hear the thunder in the sky. They thought they owned it all, but the veil is torn. You was right, the dawn is born. Buckle up.
Buckle up, Shady.
Buckle up, Buttercup. Can I get an amen? Like,
amen.
This is exactly what it is that I signed up for. I could not be more excited about my country. And I want to tell you this, like for a long time in my life, I tried to speak up for the country and nobody really cared around me. Nobody really cared what it was that I said about America. They wanted to talk about other things. They wanted to talk about the football game, or they wanted to talk about some random other person or some event. No one ever wanted to engage with the idea of what it would take. What is the hard work to actually make the country function the way that the founders intended? Because we have obviously went way off the rail. Now I'm waking up every day and I'm seeing the leader of the free world. I'm watching Donald Trump be put in a position to make decisions. And whenever he makes a decision, I can clearly see that if I were in that position, more than likely, I would say 8.5 to 9 times out of 10, I would make the decision that he is making. That is the reason that he has support. It has nothing to do with Israel. It has nothing to do with Netanyahu. It has nothing to do with Epstein. It has nothing to do with any of this other stuff. MAGA is not a neocon. The neocons are the ones that are trying to currently shift the narrative and to paint you as a neocon. MAGA needs you to defend her.
So, Rumble Pie, your son, I think you said your son, is being influenced by Nazis.
Yep.
Okay. Tom Massey is a Nazi. They don't like Jews, do they?
Nope.
Do Nazis like Jews, Shady?
Nope. Do the Palestinian people protesting in the Columbia University, do they like Jews?
No.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Madami.
So, MTG and General Flynn, and they're all Nazis. They can no longer hide it.
I would request, if this is going on in your family with your son, I would advise you to do a little bit of research on what it was that Hitler and the media were doing in Germany to the people, to weaponize people against a section of the population that had absolutely nothing to do with their problems. The problems that people were having in Germany were the establishment causing the problems, and then Germany and the media go out and they paint the Jewish people, because the operation in Germany was that they needed to get a bunch of Jewish people into Israel. That's what they needed to do, and that was the operation to do it in the way that they did it. Now think about what they're doing. What are they doing now to America?
I'll tell you.
It's the same thing.
Right here, shadygrooove. Control of the narrative equals power. When you're blind, what do you see? They want you divided. Divided by religion, race, sex, political affiliation, class. When you are divided and angry and controlled, you target those who are different from you, not those responsible, the controllers, the bloodlines. Divided, you are weak. Divided, you pose no threat to their control. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, this means a lot more now. Non-dogmatic, Shady.
It does.
than it ever has. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, it becomes a threat to those who attempt to control the narrative and or stable livestock kept. Sheep. When you're awake, you stand on the outside of the stable. Groupthink collective. And then we have free thought, guys. That right there is what. And did you know that Hitler had NGOs doing the same thing? Same playbook, Shady. You just pointed it out very well.
And you have the right to be a Nazi. You have the right to be a communist in America. You have the absolute right to be those things. But the thing is, you probably wouldn't be if you understood and had better information. This is why the MG show exists, because the better your information, the better your decision making. Bad information leads to bad decision making. You have an opportunity to talk your kid out of it, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Trying to see this here. That's weird. I'm in the wrong thing. Okay. Shady. Okay, so we're heading out of here. It is. Oh my gosh, it's 2:00 already.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually 11.
No, it's 2.
No, it's 11.
I'm future. You're past. Wait,
it's 11.
Yeah, you're past. I'm future.
It's 11 o'clock.
So there's a lot. Act Blue is pleading the fifth. We got a lot to discuss down tomorrow. SPLC is a criminal Nazi funding organization, just like the Democrats have always been. Shady Groove. Wow.
Now but now there's a big difference, sir. Now they're proud of it and they're wearing it straight out. And the neocons have come to the table. There's no difference between a Tucker Carlson and a Black Lives Matter and a Proud Boy. Ain't that something?
I know, right? Sorry about that. I was trying to get this ready, but it's something. They can no longer hide it, and protect your children. Tell them to do more research because they're falling for a narrative trap. Because it's not the Jews, it's the bloodlines. It always has been. It's not the Nazis, it's the bloodlines. The Pacers bought the Vatican in the 1800s. Shady,
they
right?
sure did. And they never sold it.
Never sold it. Wow. All right. What do we want? What do we want today, Shady Groove?
I don't know. What do you got?
You want influencers or InfoWars is dead? You want the new California Shrug?
No, I want influencer.
You want influencers. Influencers it is. All right?
All right.
Because even the Trump administration is laughing at these influencers.
They literally said the bully of the Middle East is dead. We've been saying InfoWars is dead for about 2 months now, and now we have messaging from the president that agrees with us because InfoWars, they think the Middle East is fine. They think that Iran should be left alone and be allowed to ride over everybody for infinity. That's what InfoWars thinks.
Because they are
commies.
And Nazis, the isms, right? They're an ism.
Yeah, they different days bring different fruit.
Yep, it's true. All right, guys, much love. See you guys. Please share this live. Thank you for your donations. We really depend on you. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Wouldn't be here without you.
For the camera, laugh with the skull, grinning like demons while pushing the bull. Blue check clowns in the digital cage, selling division on the world's biggest stage. Dan Scavino dropped the truth at 9:24. Influencers and the patriots roared, laughing emojis, dead eyes behind the grin. They're not here to help, they're here to pull us in. Influencers, poison in the feed, laughing while America bleeds. Skull and bones, they want us divided. Stay strong, stay together, we won't be guided. Influencers, fake as a bright bar, link from the past, trying to deceive the end, but the mask won't last. We see through the Apple stock, the time in the game. MAGA rise and watch the MG show instead of their flame. Instead of their flame. Yeah, from ancient drops in 2018 to Scavino's post in 2026, same machine. They try to split us, AJ and associate style, logical thinking, nah, just another trial. Reconcile the timestamps, the YouTube live spread to the livelihood. When truth multiplies, they want you divided. Tucker said it clear, division keeps them in power. Crystal, my dear. Influencers, poison in the feed, laughing while America bleeds. Skull and bones, in real news. Not the script, they corrupt good orgs, but we're equipped. No more falling for the emoji trap. Patriots United, tune in to the MG show. No cap, no cap. From the White House drop, no cap. To the old Q drop, no cap. We know the playbook, we're never gonna stop. Influencers, your time is done. Time is done. America first under Trump, we've already won. We've already won. Laugh with your skull, cry with your tears. We're building the wall, facing down your fears. Influencers, that emoji crew, MAGA strong, red wave coming through. Stay together, patriots, WWG1WL. Watch the MG show. Stay together, patriots, WWG1WL. Watch the MG show. Watch the MG show. While we make America great again. Trump's back in the White House. The deep state's in panic. These digital clowns, just another half bananic. Ditch the fake influencers, skip the controlled feed. Tune into the MG show where real patriots lead. Keep laughing, influencers, we're the ones who roar. Real Americans rising forevermore. America first, Trump's agenda moving forward. Watch the MG show for the unfiltered truth. Oh, instead of their flame. Watch the MG show.
www.mg.show. Boom.